So, punching in trail anchors can be something that is difficult to do because oftentimes your legs just rotate out of the way. And I wanted to fix this using artificial, like, well, what is that? Yaw pitch roll. Is that pitch? Wait, that's yaw, that's yaw. I'm good at remembering things. Automatic yaw dampening. So I have a basic idea of how I want to do this. Let's make it darker color. And then I want to have a steering hinge that we can... 200 strength is not what I meant to do. I meant to do this to fall, hold position. And then what I want to do... Oh, This is going to be easier if I have this on 0 strength. Because then I can rotate it using something else. And then I want to have this here, just a second platform, and I'm going to put some anchor pins just somewhere on this one, not too close together. I don't want it to like glitch out. And then if I attach a helicopter servo, where is one? Those would be in flight. I can turn. What camera angle is this? Okay, orbit camera. I'm going to make that right and left. So now I have a way to turn myself. Now, what I want to do here is I want to try using speed sensors. Put them like that, and that. And then if I turn left, those two activate, and if I turn right, those two activate. Now, the reason why I couldn't just use two is because if I'm moving this way, then both of these will activate, and if I'm moving this way, then both of these will activate. And I don't want that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an AND gate, and if... Okay, I'm just going to duplicate this over real quick. If this one is turning and this one is turning, then it must mean that I'm going this way, because on the outside of the circle, this is moving at least slightly in this direction, and this is moving at least slightly in this direction. So configuring these into there, and these into there, we can get readings of if we are moving either of the directions. And then what I want to do with that is... what is the left one? Okay, that is left. I want this to be if those are activated and I'm not pressing left. So if I'm not trying to go left and I'm turning left, then those will activate. And this is going to be a little bit hard to see, but I am going left, so the AND gate is off, but if I let go, I'm going to lower the speed of this a little bit. That is not a good speed for that. If I let go, the AND gate right there on the top left is on, but if I hold it, it's off. So if I'm not trying to rotate, that turns. Okay, now I need to do the same thing for right. Hook up the NOR gate with that into there. And then all I should need to do is have turning gyros here. And increase the strength to like 10. I'll add some weight too. Put a weight block there. Put a gyro over here, put a gyro up, and put a weight block there. And then these rotate positively, so if I'm going left to counter-rotate that, I need this to be positive. And to go right, I need to counter-rotate the right, which means that negative, because that's going like that. So I need to make this -1 output and into both of these. And then if I go left, I just realized I have to increase the strength of this to fight the gyro's natural damping, which isn't going to be enough. But I can spin up and then let go, and it will instantly stop. These gyros are a little bit high strength, because of the thing. But I think we can actually fix that with setting this to higher. Yeah. As soon as I let go, it stops. That is a little bit of a problem there. But I think that can be controlled by adding... I'm going to control it by adding more weight, because mechs are usually a little bit heavier than this. And by a little bit, I mean anywhere from twice this to 9 times that. Yeah. I'm going to add even more weight. And then whenever I stop, it stops. Stronger than if it had been without. Let's go ahead and... how do I show this? Oh, I know how. I can add a toggle key by having an OR gate on spacebar, so I can turn this off, too, and have that run into the end gate. So it needs this to be on toggle for that to happen. And then if I let go now... Here, let's get spinning up a little bit. The gyro's natural damping is a little bit stronger than this is programmed for. So what we're going to do is add some weight. And then decrease the strength of these a little bit. 5. And it does definitely move for a little bit after. There you could really see it. Yeah. I'm going to let go of A now, and it spins for a little bit. But if I engage the spacebar, and then hold A, let go, and it seems to stop sooner. So I'm going to go ahead and save this separately. I bunched up the logic a little bit. These are still on the outside. But if I go like that, this is saved, so I can delete that. And if I go here, I can prove that the gyro turning is stronger than the damping. We're gonna go ahead and set this to, you know what, 1. Let's do 2, because it is 50-pound seed. Except this one, we're just gonna completely remove. And then left still turns us left, and right still turns us right, which tells us that this isn't making enough force in the damping to counteract this. However, if we flip this to be reversed, then hitting right and left does nothing, which means that it's stronger when it's being powered. Okay, so I'm just going to reconfigure this around a little bit. I'm going to put the layer of gyros above, and then sandwich that in. I've rotated the things a little bit, but because I'd only rotated them on the same axis so that the little front is pointing the same way, like this, it's fine. They're not going to change anything. And then let's put this on a mech. I have a Ramatra mech I've been working on. Let's attach this onto the back of there. See if it can support it. I do need to increase the gyros, okay. Shouldn't be too hard. These gyros are fairly simple. Let's increase that to 7. Oh, we almost need more. I kind of wish that every time I entered build mode it didn't tell me to save something that I just placed down, but it's fine. Move that to 10 strength. It's mostly fine. Like that again. Duplicate this over. And, okay. So now it is strong. And I want to... This is just going to be temporary arms on this. Because I want to make this have both the staff and arms that fold out and punch, but that's not a today thing. Okay. So then, if... The point of having this is so that the legs don't rotate when you're trying to throw a punch. So I think what I'm going to do is put this on the legs, raise this up a few, This isn't the perfect mech for this, but it's gonna be fine. And then put this on a rotating servo. And that way... I can swing the top just fine. But the bottom half won't swing, and that'll add power to the punch, because not all of the power is going to be going into the legs. So let's go ahead. I think I'm just going to make one punch for this. Let's give this right click, 90 degrees, speed that, strength 150, because it's going to be lifting a lot of weight and just, like, doing a lot. And then not hold position. And then what that does is it rotates me. However, it doesn't rotate the bottom that much. I am going to lower the speed on these, though, because I moved them closer in. I'm going to lower that to 1. I'm going to raise that back to 2. Okay. And now the legs really don't rotate almost at all. Whereas they would a lot before. And then I need just some sort of shoulder. Or we can do this the other way around, just by putting this down here. And making this a 1x2. Instead of the 1 by that it was, the 1 by 1 by 2. We can make it a 2 by 2 by 1. And then... Is this at speed 2? I'm curious. It is. Okay. And then putting an arm on that. I'm gonna disconnect these for the time being. I'm not the best at making punches, but this isn't too bad. What we're gonna do is... We're gonna have hinges here, because hinges can be really fast. And then we're going to have right click to swing out. We're gonna have it be 60 degrees, which is the max on this hinge. Speed and hold position. Hold position makes hinges a whole lot faster for some reason. And then for logic, we're just going to need a NOR gate that if I am not pressing right click, output a negative into these. And then I need to rotate these because I thought it was reversed, but it's not. What are these doing? I'm gonna put this out one more. The further away, the more distance it will go from turning the hip. I'm gonna color code these 1 second. Yeah. Okay. It's bouncing a little bit. I think the way I can fix that is just to lower the strength on these two to like 30. Nope, it's still just bouncing. Okay, we're going to increase the strength of these to 10. Yeah, now the legs don't move at all. It is overpowering and feedback looping itself a little bit. I really don't like the bouncing in Unity. So we are going to raise this to 3. And then, as soon as the legs start trying to rotate, the servos stop them from rotating at all. And we're just gonna have a little bit of an arm on here. Have that. Put 2 there. And then we're gonna swap these around. And then these need to be on not hold position. And I need to remove the control from them. Having them on not hold position sure is a whole lot slower. But you can see there, we have a ton of power loaded behind that, and the base is not moving at all. Let's add some weight to... Well, actually, first let's remove those. How does this do? And then let's add some weight to this. I'm gonna add 100 kilograms. I'm going to increase the strength of these to 150. And then the thing slowing us down right now is the speed of the the strength of the servos. Okay, that did just rotate the waist, but it's because the arm collided with the waist, I think. Let's remove one of the weights and see what happens. This is a fairly small build, and I only have 4 gyros hooked into the legs. But all things considered, here, I'm gonna make this a little bit less weight, because it just seems like a lot to deal with. It's really not that much. Like, it's a good way to counter-torque this. It just needs enough force to. Which is why I'm gonna up that. And then I'm going to decrease the speed down to 2.2. And then the waist barely rotates at all. And the arm punches out forwards. Hopefully this can make you help you make a little bit more powerful punches, as your legs don't try and just slip out from under you. I think I removed the logic block that made me... Stop just bouncing away. Why? You're gaining energy every bounce. Why? Yeah, I definitely did remove the toggle to be on. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad for this sized mech, and it definitely does help if I set the strength back down to 1. The legs turn a whole lot. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope that this can help you make better punches and stronger punches, and have a good day. See ya.